Well, let's start the show with the AM News. And Amelia Boce searched endlessly for a single room close to where she works, hoping to find one that would take a year's rent upfront. But every landlord demanded 2 years in advance. With nowhere she could afford, she built a wooden kiosk just to have a roof over her head. In this episode of Habitat series, Joy News' Jacqueline and Amelia Boce exposes the harsh reality trapping thousands in Ghana's broken rental system.
Increase the rent for no reason.
Amelia Boce has been searching for a single room for the past 3 months, but every time it ended the same way. Pay 2 years rent up front or keep searching. She earns just 700 Ghana cedis a month, money she used to make working as a supermarket attendant. At that rate, saving even 1 year's rent felt impossible.
From 1,000 to 1,005 was 1 year, and then
Amelia searched and pleaded with several landlords to accept just a 1 year advance. But even that wasn't enough. She was still priced out. She was hoping to get a modest space for 450 Ghana cedis a month. But landlords she contacted were asking for between 800 Ghana cedis and 1,000 Ghana cedis a month, and for 2 years upfront. It felt like finding a pin in a haystack.
almost 2 to 3 months, because the rent was so high, and then most of the landlords were demanding for 2 years, 2 years, 2 years. But my job, I can't pay for 2 years. For 1 year, cry is something.
So she stopped searching and started building a kiosk from scratch on a land she rented because it was her only option.
I decided to do it on my own. So excluding the land is almost 7,000. So when you add the land to it, 8,000 and above.
Even now, she pays monthly just to stay on the land her kiosk sits on at Medina.
I decided to rent a kiosk. So excluding the land is almost 7,000. So when you add the land to it, 800 and above, 8,000 and above, sorry.
Oh, okay, trying to put the whole structure together.
Yes, 8,000 and above. Where I was staying in a kiosk like this one, but I was renting it.
Okay.
So I decided to look for a normal building to stay in, but I searched and searched and searched. I couldn't get. So that's why I made up my mind that I'll still use the kiosk.
So would you say that rent in Ghana is very expensive?
Very expensive, very, very expensive.
The rent law makes it illegal for landlords to demand more than 6 months' rent in advance. Landlords who do so can be fined up to 500 penalty units, jailed for up to 2 years, or both. Yet in practice, many tenants are asked for 2 years, some even more. The law exists, but for most people, its protection is only on paper. Amelia used to teach. She left her job because the cost of transport from her new place swallowed her pay. Now she's hoping to return to school, but for now, the kiosk is all she can afford.
And then I have plans, so I have to rent the kiosk, use the kiosk for now, and then after some times I'll try and then move in another place.
Every day, more Ghanaians are being priced out of a place to lay their heads. Not because they do not work hard, but because landlords are breaking the law and getting away with it. Until the law is enforced and rent demands reflect real wages, decent shelter will remain out of reach for Amelia and for thousands like her. Jacqueline and Amelia Boce for Joy News, Accra.
So to help us deal with this, join us at the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair happening in Tema at the EcoBank branch there. Let's talk about how you can become a homeowner and move away from this. But there's more to explore on this as well. From that, residents living along the Pokuasinsa Highway are protesting the bad nature of the stretch, asking for immediate government intervention to fix a major portion of the road. The road, which connects several communities and serves as a key route between Accra, Kumasi and the eastern region, has deteriorated significantly, disrupting daily activities and endangering lives. There is more in this report.
Clad in red and black and wielding placards with inscriptions like "Fix our road now, we deserve better," the demonstrators marched along the Pokwasi Nsawam Road, bringing traffic to a standstill on Saturday.
Today you are here to present a petition. I am happy to receive the petition on behalf of the road minister, who is my colleague in parliament, and on behalf of government. I'll make sure I deliver it to them as you have given to me, and convey all your messages you've given to me to give to them. But I can assure you that government is committed to get this road done in the quickest possible time. I live on this stretch as well. I suffer what you are suffering. I go through the difficulties you are going through, so I understand your frustration. We are going to make sure that the right thing is done.
The protesters accuse government of neglecting the road despite numerous promises to fix it. They say several complaints have gone unanswered.
Passing for the castle 20 Ghana no. It was say as a cow now for one payment for castle number. Ubu spring 50 million one abeto. 20 Ghana there. It was say a pass. So me kwani we 20 Ghana bi em.
And the shocks ni springs there
Debia say ayana to cow na on to my.
Yeah, baby mra. Omoji 20 Ghana. Yes. From Honyenuga. Ensure todi to me nante from Accra. Ekwa circle. E my fa window mu. Nti kwane de omo mehwe maye.
Yes. So omo ase omo ye construction na construction ejare.
Construction ye hu obia wo kwan no so biom. Machine bia ni kwan no so biom.
The Pokwasi Nsawam stretch is a critical transit route for goods and passengers, linking Accra to key towns like Amasaman, Midye and Nsawam. But deep potholes, eroded shoulders and poor drainage makes it a nightmare for commuters.
Well, away from that, religious leaders in Cape Coast are preaching the message of proper sanitation as they put in efforts to ensure the metropolis is one of the cleanest in the country. Speaking in an interview during a cleanup exercise in Cape Coast, the president of the Association of Concerned Cape Coast Citizens and Residents, Prof Victor Kwao, urged unity, collaboration and support for the proper sanitation advocacy and actions to build a stronger and more developed nation.
Remain underway to position Cape Coast as the cleanest city in Ghana. Religious leaders have joined the cause to ensure a successful vision. During one of the many cleanup exercises scheduled in the metropolis, the president of the Association of Concerned Cape Coast Citizens and Residents, Prof Victor Kwao, called for support and sponsorship for the cause.
It's part of our core that we make sure Cape Coast become clean city. And not now. We started this issue about 5 years ago, and we are on date. Today you see us here, tomorrow you will see us different area. So we want to tell the whole Ghana, the whole Africa, the whole world, if you see us doing this and you have support, we need you to come and support the program that we are doing, because it's part of our core as a Ghanaians, as a citizens, and as a Christians and Muslims and other religions. So I think when we come together, we can build a nation.
The Metropolitan Chief Executive of Cape Coast, George Justice Arthur, expressed his elation at the participation of religious authorities in combating sanitation problems in Cape Coast.
It's my pleasure that they have been here focusing on that. So far so good. The priests are in support. They are giving us much support. And others too are supporting. The stakeholders and all others are supporting. Assembly came with a backhoe, and you can see the backhoe here. They came with other, vehicles and other machines. Urban Roads Engineer is supporting. Assembly Waste Management is also in support. So we are doing our bit, and we will make sure that consistently we embark on this cleanup exercise, the sanitation, in line with the policy of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
While highlighting some challenges, the assemblyman for the Anachim-Fahunzi electoral area and council chair for Cape Coast Metro, Benjamin Kumbbo, joined the appeal for sponsorships.
I'm pleading those outside the country and then all the institutions, big institutions around the country and then the Ghana, that we are bringing them letters in support of the cleanup exercise. Kindly help us so that we can get tools. We have the men, we have the women to do the work, but we are lacking of the tools. So that is our main challenge. Those who are ready to do the work, we don't have tools. I'm still pleading so that we can get tools.
From Cape Coast, Abigail Lesol in Chroma reports for Joy News.
Former Defense Minister Dr. Benjamin Kumbbo has reiterated the commitment of the Mahama administration to expand the frontiers of the country's education, especially at the tertiary level. Dr. Kumbbo, who also chairs the governing council of the Simon Diodon Dombo University of Business and Integrated Development Studies, says government will also enhance access to education, improve quality, and align tertiary education with national goals, particularly in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Rafiq Salam has more from WA.
The WA campus of the University for Development Studies, UDS, since it gained autonomous status into a fully fledged university in 2019 and renamed the Simon Diodon Dombo University of Business and Integrated Development Studies, SDDUBIT, has mounted several new courses. One of them was the opening of the School of Law for the attainment of Bachelor of Law degree. The graduation today, therefore, is the maiden edition, where 61 out of 64 students graduated at a special graduation ceremony. 55 of them were males and 6 females. The event also had 74 students, comprising of 63 males and 11 females, who graduated with various degrees, including PhD, MPhil, and MSc degree. Chairman of the Governing Council of the University, Dr. Benjamin Kumbbo Esquire, noted the significant contribution expected to be made by the graduates in strengthening governance, ensuring justice, shaping public policy, and solving the complex challenges of the time. Dr. Benjamin Kumbbo laid bare the commitment of the NDC Mahama administration in expanding the frontiers of tertiary education in the country.
Let me assure you that the NDC government is determined to expand access, improve quality, and align tertiary education and national goals, particularly in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Vice Chancellor of SDDUBIT, Professor Emmanuel Deribile, then zeroed in on the major challenges of the university, which is infrastructure deficit, and plans to tackle them.
We are grateful to government for starting some GET Fund projects for the university. 5 of these projects, including the library, 2 lecture halls and office complexes, an auditorium, and a hostel project remain uncompleted, more than 10 years since they were started. Hence, innovative ways to financing is inevitable if we are to complete these projects for use within the shortest possible time.
Our Power Sudan Minister, Lawyer Charles Wongo Pozung, in a speech read on his behalf by the Chief Director at the Upper Sudan Coordinating Council, Haji Pona Pati Sakakuri, spoke of the assurance of the Upper West RCC to help tackle the challenges of the university.
The School of Law and indeed SDDUBIT as a whole requires modern lecture halls, adequate accommodation, research support systems, and expanded professional training facilities. I assure you that the Regional Coordinating Council stands ready to collaborate with the university and advocate for the necessary support from central government and our development partners.
Minister for Education Haruna Idrisu was represented at the function by Professor Augustine Okulu.
There are a number of uncompleted structures dotted all over the country, including even the secondary schools. So we believe that the decision to uncap Get Fund was in the right direction to get us the needed funding to be able to complete these uncompleted structures and also to start and complete new ones.
The valedictorian and best graduating student with first class honors went to Sherita Agnes Isakwachi. Reporting for Dre News, Rafiq Salam. Wow.
Vice Chancellor of the Ho Technical University, Professor Ben Honyenuga, says the 24-hour economy policy risks failure if private sector participation isn't encouraged. He believes similar flagship policies stagnate at the planning stages due to the failure of the private sector to embrace and own the policies while adapting to the dynamics of the ever-evolving business community. Professor Honyenuga spoke at his inaugural lecture, which makes him the first full professor of the Ho Technical University. There's more in this report.
Professor Ben Honyenuga opened the lecture by sharing his early life experience after his father's demise and the hiccups he had to overcome to advance the academic ladder. Speaking on the theme, Navigating a Model of High-Performance Organizations in Ghana, Reflections on a Chameleon Business Environment, he underscored the volatile nature of Ghana's business environment. He asserted that this had affected the effective implementation of government policies and the attainment of economic growth objectives.
I heard the president saying that the private sector must take commanding high in the 24-hour economy. MCE is not the one who will make the 24-hour economy work. The ambassador is not, it's the people. So the reason why Ghanaian organizations fail to become HPU are this. Cosmetic rebrands, misaligned culture and processes. Oh, Ghana Beyond Aid is nice, you put it forward. 24-hour economy is nice, you put it forward. When it comes to performance, zero. That is why we are challenging that. Let something work for Ghana, at least for once.
He therefore urged Ghanaian businesses to adopt his proposed chameleon-inspired framework.
I'm putting forward the model of HPOs and demonstrated clearly that when we combine knowledge management ideals and management innovation with continuous improvement and renewal, workforce quality and long-term orientation, we will generate. Synergy is very important. It just means that 1 plus 1 is greater than 2. So 1 plus 1 can even become 5. If we combine all of these things, we can enhance the capacity of Ghanaian organizations, whether public or private, to become high-performing entities that will serve as reference point to their peers and support sustainable economic development.
Professor Ben Honyenuga was vested as the first full professor of the Ho Technical University. He received congratulations and admirations from family, friends, among others, on achieving the milestone. Fred Kwame Asari, Joy News. Ho.
Time now for us to bring you business update on the AM News. And in business update, the IMF is strongly advocating for the government to reduce the current VAT rate on approximately 21% to improve tax compliance and boost revenue collection. This recommendation is outlined in the IMF staff report submitted to its board during the 4th program review. George Uyafe has more.
The IMF staff is also asking government to take a second look at the VAT exemptions granted to businesses, as well as strengthening administrative measures to aid compliance. The IMF is currently assisting the Ministry of Finance to roll out new set of VAT laws that will be implemented from September this year. The IMF staff report also shows that government is currently working to remove the controversial COVID-19 levy. However, government may now be looking at raising the VAT registration threshold for businesses in the country.
Well, Member of Parliament for Ewutu Senya East, Phyllis Nakoyo Okono, has expressed strong support for the Ghana Investment Promotion Centre's investment opportunity mapping project, calling it a timely initiative to boost local economic development. She made the remarks at the groundbreaking ceremony for the Lifestyle Hub Beachfront Resorts, a joint venture between Lifestyle Hub Group Nigeria and Targa Group Ghana, held in her constituency.
The GIPC-led initiative seeks to identify and document investment-worthy opportunities in all metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies across the country. By empowering local government with investment data, the project aims to decentralize economic growth and ensure that every region has the tools to attract investors. The Member of Parliament praised the Lifestyle Hub Beachfront Resort as a bold example of what public-private partnerships can achieve when development is localized and inclusive.
I know that government is bringing a lot of investors into Ghana. There is into the housing industry, there is into the hospital projects, they are into factories. I know of a couple of factories that are coming in here. But one thing that we should know that most of these factories that government is bringing here are going to be not solely foreign based, they are going to be local based, like what Dr. Sami Tuga has just done. So most of the workforce is going to be locally produced.
President and Chief Executive Officer of Tuga Group of Companies and Skybridge Group, Dr. Samuel Chumesi, describes such projects as key to transform Ghana's economy.
This Dampasi Kokrobite is one of the most beautiful scenery, anything coastal. We've been studying and doing our feasibility study for a long time, and from the data and the outcome, we realized that this place would be the best place for the structure. Hence, we decided to embark on this project.
Executives from Lifestyle Hub Group and Tuga Group also affirmed their commitment to long-term investment in Ghana's tourism and hospitality sectors.
And that's it for the business update, and that's it for the AM news as well. Up next is AM Sports. Do stay.